Quick video, probably not though. A video on this dehydrated mashed potato that I made. So I had another project of dirty fingernails because I've been faffing with and hurt my fingernail. I've been faffing with grape jelly. So they're not dirty, they're just stained. These dehydrated potatoes. So I wanted to make some potato bread using more potato than usual. So I kind of thought, well, what we'll do is we'll dehydrate cook some potatoes, mash them, and then dehydrate them, and then we can get more potato into the potato bread, because there's a limit of how much potato you can put in the potato bread because of the water content of the potato. So it just, there's like a finite amount of, finite, the right kind of word? A limit to the amount of potato that you can put in a potato bread. Because of the water content, but by dehydrating the potato or using smash like that, it's like instant mashed potato, you can add more potato to your potato bread. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I end up then with these type of things in the cupboard, and like, what on earth am I going to do with that? So I was kind of thinking, well, let's see if it actually turns into something like instant mashed potato. It should do. It should do. Now there's no seasoning in it. There's no. Oh, what I have done, it was like that. So it looks like kaffir crystals, doesn't it? But it's not. I suppose that would smash up kind of quite easily. I've just put it in the. Yeah. I just put it in the spice grinder just to grind it up into a powder. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just add some hot water to it and see what happens. So it's boiling water, so it should kind of rehydrate it. How's this going to work? So I was thinking, will it make instant mashed potato, or will the dehydrating process have done something to it, or we'll be able to use it in a soup to thicken it up? I'm curious, so let's just kind of see what happens. Add a little bit more. It will, the flavour will have changed because we've cooked it and then we've dehydrated it and then we've mashed it up. So it's not going to taste like potato, like proper mashed potato anymore. It's going to have changed its flavour because the drying out process will have caramelised it slightly and mucked around with the sugar, and we will have lost something. Oh, and I froze it as well I froze it to get rid of some of the moisture out of it. There's a video. Oh, that's okay. So it's a bit gloopy. We've got a fork. I'm just about to have my dinner, so I can make this mashed potato and then use this bowl. Save myself a bit of washing up because I'm fed up of washing up. That's not too bad. It's a little bit gloopy. Yeah, it doesn't taste like mashed potato. So a little bit of salt. And let's get some butter in there, and then kind of see if that kind of makes a difference. It's quite a lot of butter, but it doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. Everybody keeps changing their mind about if butter is healthy for us or not. So who knows? Maybe in another few years butter will be unhealthy again. So it's gone. Yeah, so it's almost like you'd made it out of new potatoes. So it's a bit gloopy. But how does it taste? Not as nice as fresh mashed potatoes. Not as nice. And it's a little bit lumpy. So even pureeing it up powdering it up, makes it a little bit lumpy. Alright, going out on top of cottage pie. So probably need to treat it more like polenta. I'm doing this ready. I'll turn the oven off. So there will be, in this smash, I don't know if you can get this in the rest of the world, you probably can, dehydrated potatoes, there will be ingredients that stop it from clumping. So what's in dehydrated potato, 98% salt emulsifier, mono and something or other, fatty acids, stabilizer, antioxidants, sodium bisulfate, colouring, something or other, flavourings. Yeah, so there's things in there to stop it from clumping up, and stop it from splitting and all that kind of stuff, which you haven't got with that. But it's not terrible. It's not terrible, and certainly if you were making a right soup, but certainly if you had a big glut of potatoes and you wanted to dehydrate them and turn them back into mashed potatoes, you certainly could do that. So that can live in there like that, and then we might just use that in a soup. But there we go, we can dehydrate potatoes and then reconstitute them with boiling water relatively easily. So how was the process of dehydrating them? So what did I do? I peeled the potatoes, washed the potatoes, cooked the potatoes, mashed the potatoes, and then I noticed that the freezing process of when you freeze potatoes, water comes out of them, like you do with most fruits and vegetables. Water comes out of them when you freeze them. So I kind of thought, if by freezing them we reduce the amount of water will come out of them, and then thought there is less than liquid in them to dehydrate them. So then dehydration would take longer if we hadn't have frozen them and reduced and squeezed out the excess water. And then it was just a simple case of I dried them out in the oven, or you just dry them out in a dehydrator, or somewhere kind of quite warm. I have dehydrated things on the top of a pan on top of the stove. So I had, what was I cooking? I was cooking pork shoulders at work, on top of the stove in some stock, and the lid was on top of the pan, and I dehydrated some oranges. So put some cling film on top of the pan because it was an aluminium pan, and then put the orange slices on top of the cling film, and throughout the day, because they were cooking for about 5 hours, the heat from the pan dehydrated the orange slices. I don't think I've got any left. I think I did something with them. I don't think I've got any to show. So it dehydrated them, and you could do the same with potato. You could put it on top of a pan lid in a thin layer, and that would dehydrate throughout the day. Or if you had the oven on doing something low and slow in the bottom of the oven, would dehydrate them. But see, not a short video at all. What have we waffling on for? 8 minutes. 8 minutes on instant mashed potato. Ridiculous that, isn't it? But anyway, so it works. It's not perfect, but it's all right. So therefore a success. And we'll add something to this. It's not. It's turned into a different thing. So even though it is mashed potato, it's not mashed potato as we kind of know it. But it's not flavour-wise. It's got a slight caramelised flavour to it. So like a malty kind of flavour to it, and that's probably down to the slow cooking in the oven. That's caramelised some of the sugar, so it's changed it, and it's almost like it's been made with not powdered milk, like Ovaltine and Horlicks, that kind of flavour, kind of profile of those. So powdered milk doesn't taste, even when you reconstitute it, it doesn't taste of milk, but not milk, not fresh milk. And it's the same here. It's got that flavour profile of that. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's not. I prefer to have fresh mash, but and you certainly, if you gave it to someone, they'd certainly notice that it wasn't like mashed potato. They're kind of like, oh, how have you made this mash? It doesn't taste like proper mashed potato. But interesting. So maybe there is some kind of I suppose a lot of my videos are just me faffing around. And through faffing around with things and experimentation, we find things out. So, well, I find things out. These things might already be known to everybody else. But I think it's kind of like this. You never know where something's going to lead, and even if it doesn't work, it can lead you down a different path to the way you think about things, and knowledge is transferable. So we would know if we were doing other drying out, dehydrating other vegetables in the same kind of way, that it would change the flavour of them in the same kind of way. It would bring out the sugars would be affected by the dehydrating process. So you kind of think, well, that'd be interesting if you kind of wanted to make like pumpkin powders, or if you wanted to make carrot powders, or those type of things. You'd get, and wanted to reconstitute them, you'd change the flavour slightly through the cooking process. And if you think about the difference between, like an apple, if you eat a raw uncooked apple, that seems a strange way to describe an apple, but if you eat a fresh apple, it tastes of apple. But if you turn an apple into apple puree or compote, it still tastes of apple, but in a different way. In the same way, that tastes different. So this is just me mumbling and thinking my way through things. So there might be something interesting in that, and it might be another video in the future.